They've been seen for centuries, dark, humanoid shapes lurking just beyond the light. They stand motionless in doorways, drift silently through hallways, and vanish the moment you try to confront them. Featureless, faceless, and utterly still, these figures have become known simply as shadow people. Some dismiss them as tricks of the eye, but for those who've seen them, the fear is all too real. Are they spirits, demons, beings from another dimension? Theories abound, yet no one can say for certain what they are or what they want. What is clear is this: once you've seen them, you don't forget. Their presence lingers like a nightmare burned into waking life. From whispered legends to chilling modern encounters, countless people have come forward with their stories. Now, we step into that darkness and uncover the terrifying experiences that continue to haunt the living. One chilling encounter involves a couple who ventured into the woods at dusk, casually filming their walk. As they ventured deeper into the trees, the atmosphere grew heavier than they saw it. A tall, shadow-like figure emerged from the gloom. It had no face, no details, only a towering silhouette of darkness that stood perfectly still, watching.
I don't like it.
Okay, fuck. Go. Fuck.
Another spine-tingling account comes from a man who found himself face to face with the infamous Hat Man, an encounter that left him frozen in fear. What he saw that night would haunt him forever. Let's take a closer look at his terrifying experience.
First time I saw him, I was 7 years old. And then he went away. And it's been over 35 years. And now he's back. I carry a flashlight all the time. I'm afraid of every shadow. Last night, I left a camera recording him, and he was watching me for over 3 hours before I woke up, and I noticed him just watching me.
Another unsettling account comes from a man who, as a child, had a terrifying experience while lying in bed late one night. The memory remains vivid, the fear never fully gone. Let's dive into his eerie and unforgettable story.
It did start off when I was about 8 years old, small child laying in bed one night, and kind of the typical story you hear, waking up in the middle of the night and seeing a tall, dark shadow in the corner of the bedroom. And that happened to me. I was very frightened, and you're not thinking shadow person or ghost or anything like that at that moment. You're thinking there's an intruder in the house, somebody's broken in, maybe they're trying to rob the place, I don't know, but it's a tall figure, tall something, and I'm frightened and I'm trying to scream. My mouth opens up, nothing's coming out of my mouth. It did something very, very unusual. It approached my bed, it leaned over, I'm staring up in this blank black face. There's nothing there, no eyes.
Features.
No features
It's like
whatsoever.
a shadow of a person.
Yeah, absolutely. It was like a living shadow.
These demonic figures can be lurking in the shadows, watching silently from the darkness, waiting for the perfect moment to reveal themselves. You never know when or where they might appear, turning an ordinary night into a nightmare you'll never forget. Another chilling encounter comes from a man who, as a child, experienced pure terror in his modest apartment. Let's uncover his eerie story. When my twin brother and I will never forget. We were 7 years old, sharing a small bedroom in our apartment. That night was like any other. We were huddled together, eyes glued to my Game Boy's tiny screen. But then, out of nowhere, we both froze. A strange sensation washed over us, as if something was pulling our attention toward the open door. We turned, hearts pounding, and that's when we saw it. A tall, inky black figure darted across the hallway. It wasn't a shadow cast by the light. It was solid. It moved unnaturally fast, gliding soundlessly. But the most horrifying part, just beyond our door was nothing but a solid wall. Whatever we had seen had run straight into it and disappeared. We sat frozen, gripping each other, struggling to make sense of what had just happened. Then, panic took over. We screamed for our mother. She rushed in, her face etched with worry. But when we told her what we had seen, her expression changed. Her skin turned pale. "No one else is here," she whispered, and I didn't hear anything. That night, every light in our room stayed on. Sleep was impossible. We never saw the figure again. But even now, all these years later, the memory hasn't faded. If my brother hadn't seen it too, I might have convinced myself it was a dream. But we both saw it. And we both know some things exist in the dark that we'll never understand. In the following interview, Rosemary Ellen Guiley delves into the phenomenon of shadow people, offering insights into how they shift, move, and manifest in our reality.
The shadow people, I believe, are a form taken by jinn, and it took me a while to get to this conclusion. I started researching shadow people in depth in 2004, and after a few years of intense investigation, I concluded that shadow people are a form taken by jinn. This research started as a result of getting a lot of emails and inquiries in a short period of time from people describing pretty much the same kind of experience, a bedroom invasion by a dark entity that looked like a tall man wearing a cape or a coat, and often with a hat.
Belief in shadow people remains split between skeptics and believers. While some dismiss them as mere optical illusions, sleep paralysis, or the brain misfiring under stress or exhaustion, those who have seen them firsthand often describe an experience far too vivid and disturbing to be easily explained away. Rooted in the space where science, folklore, and the unknown collide, shadow people continue to spark both fear and curiosity. Illusion or entity? One thing is certain: they're not going away anytime soon.